Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Friday, September 23rd, 2022, a little after 3 p.m. Eastern. We'll be having a reverse aging health call tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. Once we choose this journey we talk a lot about within, and the discoveries that we make are paramount. What's interesting is that we've been out there, all of us, and the majority of us continue to be out there. So we know what out there is to a certain extent. So when we do decide to go with him, to begin the journey with him, at least we have kind of a comparison or template on what the outside of us is about. And we know that like attracts like. And whatever the conscious mind thinks and believes, the subconscious mind identically creates, Brian Adams. And what it does is, remember, it plays it back to us in the form of thoughts and feelings. That's what the subconscious mind is. It is a perpetual recorder, a life recorder, an experience recorder. And then, randomly, it plays it back. So when we know this, and when we get that flood or that rush of certain thoughts, because we have implemented a manifestation of like attracts like, so the subconscious mind is the recorder and plays it back to us. Most of us don't know how to create our destiny. Now, and belief that we've all destiny is etched in stone. You can't change it. It's set. You've heard that statement. That's destiny. But we can create anything. So see, we don't believe that. We don't believe that. And to stick to the known, attached to our same old job and comfortable zone where we don't have to fail by doing anything new. Somehow, we stopped believing that we have the natural ability, not forced, not something we learn. It's a natural ability and power to manifest anything. And I believe that most of us on this planet have not even a clue because we're so illusionary, detached from, and through the ego mind, we're attached with the body. Like we hit a wall in our life's journey. It serves as a wake-up call. We think it's just hard to do it, right? To get, how many times you said to your life, right? This is just too hard to get through, right? So a lot of people will say, it's just too hard to get through this. And I don't have enough energy, time, money, or resources to be happy. We then get trapped in these limiting beliefs about simply don't just. I actually believe, have you ever made a position where it gives you something, right? Genuine. And you can't accept that. You don't leaving gifts, okay? And that means when you have those feelings, what's, having the response, they believe they don't do, okay? And they believe only a few people can manifest whatever the heart desires. Necessary, believe that they can. You see how we've been conditioned. So the truth is that we all enter these bodies, right? And some people say born. I just, we're never born. We are eternal. That's what we are. Now, the baby body is produced through birth. So when the baby body is born and we enter the baby body with the natural ability to materialize thoughts into physical form. And many of us believe that, what are you talking about? How can you do that? What do you mean manifest thoughts into material form? It is our very nature, all of us. We each are capable of forming our dreams into a reality. Physical reality, right? Because that's what we create. All of us are supreme reality. And we do this with our imagination and intention. From the time we were in little baby bodies, small child, we had the power to create a world through our imaginations. And at that time, it was an inherent gift we were given to empower and enlighten ourselves in this world. Now, this is a choice for all of us. By simply returning to that childlike innocence where we could imagine anything as possible, we start learning how to remain busy and blocked and start relearning how to harness the quiet, calm, creative power of our minds. And with a few weeks of creative exploration, we will start seeing what a magical manifesting being we truly are. The brilliant golden discovery here is in learning how to relax your body, focus your mind, and enjoy the entire experience. Learning how to relax your body, focus your mind, and enjoy the entire experience. Now, one of the greatest cosmic jokes on modern day mankind is that we were taught to believe we are only human and not also something divine, all-powerful, and beyond human. The generations before us have believed that we are limited, struggling humans and not deeply sacred, divine God beings in a human body. That's pretty true for us as a civilization. It isn't a bad thing. It's just that we become more and more aware of things, and not in ridicule, not in judgment of ourselves. They're discoveries. And it makes sense, doesn't it? And you feel this through the heart-mind. The greatest cosmic joke on modern-day mankind is that we were taught to believe we are only human and not also something divine, all-powerful, and beyond human. And the generations before us have believed that we are limited, struggling humans, and not deeply sacred, divine, God beings in a human body. When the mind opens up to this understanding that we live in a world of duality and polarity, where everything has its opposite, we soon realize that we must choose to have both. We must choose to contain real power and real magic. If we have a powerless experience of being limited and disconnected from the divine. Right? When the mind opens up to this understanding that we live in a world of duality and polarity, where everything has its opposite, we soon realize that we must have both. We must contain real power and real magic if we have a powerless experience of being limited and disconnected from the divine. When we can feel our human limitations and find peace within them, we will soon discover we also have access to an unlimited world filled with infinite possibilities. By accepting both sides of the coin, knowing polarity always exists, and our lives' playground becomes 1,000 times bigger. When we acknowledge that we each contain an all-powerful divine aspect inside ourselves, we stop living the lie that makes us believe that we are powerless or completely devoid of magic. We are limited only by our imaginations and the quality of thoughts we are thinking. Right? We are limited only by our imaginations and the quality of thoughts we are generating, thinking. When we see that anything is possible, we start opening up to the magical being who can create destiny. A good statement by Mary Oliver: keep some room in your heart for the unimaginable. How many times have you heard people say, or you say, that's unbelievable, right? Or that's unimaginable. It's easy to understand. It really is easy to understand how to manifest our destiny. The first thing to do is practice having a constant positive focus on our minds. By allowing the mind with a 100% intention to only create a string of positive, inspiring thoughts about life 24 hours a day. To only create a string of positive, inspiring thoughts about this life 24 hours a day. We will be amazed how we start to mysteriously manifest, right? Materialize our desires without lifting a single finger. Don't let your ego mind try to cancel that. You say, ego mind, you're not in charge here. Bring that into your heart mind. The first thing to do is practice having a constant positive focus on your mind by allowing the mind with 100% intention to only create a string of positive, inspiring thoughts about this life 24 hours a day. And you will be amazed how you start to mysteriously materialize your desires without lifting a single finger. Now, you may think that this is a joke. A lot of people would. They'd think it was a joke. You get the eye roll, right? Yet, many of us have done this many times, and it truly works. You simply hold on to the feeling of what you want to manifest as if it has already happened. You continue to trust that it's already on its way, and then relax waiting for it. Relax waiting for it to arrive in its own sweet time, and it does. In other words, you don't cling to it. You are not sitting there waiting for the door to open. You simply hold on to the feeling of what you want to manifest as if it has already happened. Continue to trust that it's already on its way. And it's not through the ego, not through the ego mind, but through the heart mind. Already on its way. And then you just let go. You relax. You don't wait for it to arrive. It arrives in its own sweet time, and it does. It does, every time. Now, all of us we may have certain blocks and distractions inside of us that are stopping us from thinking positively. And these stem from the subconscious mind, which was programmed to believe that we are not connected to a higher power and are merely a mortal human who must work hard all life long to survive. Right? The fearful mindset says, you don't have the time to daydream, play, or fool around with lofty dreams about your future. It makes you believe you must be serious and practical and get your head out of the clouds if you want any real success. You heard that? Different ways, right? Growing up? Now, some of us may have certain blocks and distractions inside us that are stopping us from thinking positively. I don't think any of us are exempt from that. These stem from the subconscious mind, which was programmed to believe that we are not connected to a higher power and are merely a mortal human who must work hard all life long to survive. The fearful mindset says, we don't have the time to daydream, play, or fool around with lofty dreams about our future. It makes us believe that we must be serious and practical, get our heads out of the clouds if we really want any real success. You may find, like many of us have found, that the middle path is always the best way. To truly manifest our dream life, it comes down to building a rock-solid foundation underneath that dreamy castle that you're creating in the sky. And soon, you will find you've designed a long staircase that reaches high up and reaches your ultimate fantasy life. Creating your highest destiny in this life it might be perplexing and not easy for the negative mindset. You know, we're talking about people without judgment. We've all maybe found ourselves doing this, or we've been around others that do this, okay? So being in the middle path is always the best way to truly manifest our dream life. It comes down to building a rock-solid foundation underneath that dreamy castle that we're creating in the sky. And one simply needs to place a positive block on top of the negative one, and soon we will find we have designed a long staircase that reaches high up and reaches our ultimate fantasy life. Creating our highest destiny in life is not easy for the negative mindset. These are those that are the doom and gloomers, down in the mouth, about themselves, about life, about everything, pessimistic, disenchanted, grumpy, ornery. That's the negative mindset. Or one who is blocked in the head or heart. The ego tends to run an autopilot and is unaware of the plethora of skeptical saboteurs inside us who are controlling our thinking. We probably unconsciously accepted this from a negative thinker we met in life along the way. It's often this type of internal negativity and resistance to creating the impossible which keeps people stuck in the same old patterns, income, relationships, and a tired way of living. Remember, we have everything it takes, right? We have everything it takes to let go and retrain our brains to believe anything is possible. Anything is possible. This is the golden key to becoming a supreme master manifesting magnet. Every moment of your life is infinitely creative, and this universe is endlessly bountiful. Just put a clear enough request, and everything your heart desires must come true, must come to you. Shakti going. And this is for all of us, okay? There isn't a handful that can do this and the rest can't. It's for every one of us. The experience of manifestation is a natural occurrence that can happen for anyone when they have the right knowledge, vibration, and awareness. By practicing all of this understanding about who and what you are, you'll begin to create a subtle shift in your thinking, which will take you into feeling that you can do anything. And there is a structure. There is a process that we engage with. Now, most of us have engaged with the process of that can't be done, that's impossible, you're out of your mind, and so on and so forth. And you've heard that through your life, well, most of us have, where, outsiders, other people's thoughts, opinions, and perspectives are constantly being flooded towards us from childhood all the way up into adulthood and beyond. So think about it. You're being programmed to believe the opposite, that nothing is possible. See? And when you start practicing having absolute clarity on what you truly want to manifest, and what does that mean? Absolute clarity. No muddle, no fog, no doubt, no lack of trust, no iffy. The more specific your intention is, the easier it is for the universe to know what you really want. Specific desires create specific results. Vague requests and under goals create wishy-washy results. And especially if you are of the same mindset of feeling that you do not deserve it. That's a toughie. That's been programmed. And another thing that's important is choose to manifest one thing at a time. Not a whole bucket at once. One thing at a time. If you pour your energy into 8 different desires, you'll only be given a little energy to that special one that truly matters. Pick the one that matters the most to you, that makes your heart sing, and stick with it. And only it for 90 days in a row, at the very least. Feel your goal or intention has already occurred. For at least 3 minutes a day, imagine you have already achieved your desired outcome. Hold on to the great feeling of what it's like to have done this. A powerful intention is one that stems from a deep desire found inside your heart that makes you naturally feel empowered, alive, and free anytime you think about it. As long as your desired outcome is totally free from any shoulds, need tos, and have tos, you will effortlessly attract it to you. This is a rediscovery. We forgot that we have this power within us. We forgot. And so we're on a path of rediscovery on all of this. You have fun visualizing. Have fun visualizing your desire happening for you. You cannot be attached to your desire manifesting if you want it to come to you with joy. You cannot be attached to your desire manifesting if you want it to come to you with joy. If and when you are too serious about your goal, you're cutting off that warm, fuzzy flow of powerful manifesting energy. Okay? A lot of us do that. We get so intense, so serious. And when we do that about our goal of what we desire, that one thing that we wish to have manifested, we're cutting off that warm, fuzzy flow of powerful manifesting energy. Lightness always wins over hardness in the end. Lightness always wins over hardness in the end. And the greatest thing that we can do is to be playful and enjoy each moment of our lives to the fullest. When our joy valve is 100% open and we feel like we could skyrocket over the moon, the manifestations we desire spontaneously occur. They show up like magic. Divine synchronicities that may make us think, we had nothing to do with it. See how tricky it is? And in these divine synchronicities that may make us think that we had nothing to do with it. And that is crap. We had everything to do with it. Vision is not enough. It must be combined with venture. It is not enough to stare up the steps. We must step up the stairs. Vadavhago. Vision is not enough. It must be combined with venture. It is not enough to stare up the stairs. We must step up the stairs. And as we choose to start living from feeling our dreams have manifested, we will be inspired to take actions every day that build up to create this reality. We are physical beings, so we will see our desires manifest faster and easier when we take inspired action in the world whenever a glimpse of motivation arises. The universe needs to know that we really want to manifest this one thing. So taking massive action steps is how we communicate our sincerity back to the universal intelligence. This is how we do it. By acting from inspiration, we increase the level of joy in our bodies, and when our energy is high enough, the universe will effortlessly bring whatever we want to us. There is a way of living our lives that is so conscious, so purely intentional and alive that we are guaranteed to manifest the life we desire. And it happens when we choose to understand and discover and practice the basic manifesting principles of this universe. The first is that our thoughts create our reality in every moment, and that we are pure consciousness behind each thought we may choose or not choose to entertain. This revolutionary, empowering consciousness is already here now. When we stop all efforting, scheming, and trying to find it or create it, we instantly see the simple fact that it is here right now. If or when you want to become richer, more lovable, successful, or even more conscious, that is all fine and dandy. Just know that these are ideas and not the potent, powerful essence of who you are. Consciousness instantly reveals itself when we realize that we are not this mind or its desires. The pure state of consciousness is unfolding our vision of reality for us to enjoy as we decide to perceive it in each moment all around us. It loves us that much. Surrender to it and investigate this pure consciousness that's here now, and how there is nothing we can do to change it, because it is us. It is the divine. It is the God source within each and every one of us. It is the God that we are, the pure consciousness. The reason that this current life, can be so challenging is because of one main obstacle. We get over-identified with the mind and certain thoughts that it becomes attached to or avoids. The mind can get hooked like Velcro to certain roles, ideas, feelings, memories, and experiences that make us feel trapped. It's like a spider caught in its own web. The more it struggles, the more wrapped up and stuck it gets. And the only way out of this mind trap is to surrender to the source of who you are. Surrender to the God source, the pure consciousness that you are. One of the greatest secrets to untangle ourselves and spinning a new web around us is in exploring the truth of what and who we really are. When we just practice using the mind to free the mind from all the thoughts it's been wrapped up in and attached to, we just get more mental activity. Instead of playing the game of the mind, start dismantling it. Let the mind weave the web it wants to weave, yet choose to focus on the light and consciousness within. Can you feel that? Can you visualize it? Let the mind weave the web it wants to weave, yet choose to focus on the light and consciousness within. This is a choice. This is the most enlightening and empowering place to be, and will greatly increase our manifesting vibrations. We will become super manifesting magnets, master manifesting magnets for what we want. So be wise about choosing what you do want. The experiences that you'll attract to you can only bring you into a more enlightened perspective when you abide in the knowing that consciousness is natural, effortless, and the essential, eternal state of what and who we already are. Be curious about this consciousness. If and when you think that you know it, Let that thought go. If and when you think you know it, let that thought go. It's just the thought and not actually pure consciousness itself. Drop ideas about who you truly are, and liberate yourself completely. This consciousness is truly unknowable and cannot be pinned down as something that you understand once and are forever done with it. It is as infinite as this universe and is here for you to explore throughout your entire lifetime. Your job is to gently unfold it and discover this dynamic divine being that you already are. This consciousness is the God source, and it is everywhere. The secret to discovering it is in being vulnerable, open, and receptive to this moment. Be honest with yourself about what your experience is, and then let that experience go. If resistance is there, become that wall and let it go. Explore every experience that arises until it is finished. Your life will become more rich and juicy and full of aliveness. Consciousness is not cold, hard, or rigid by any means. It contains a sacred warmth that you'll only find in the heart of it. This love is the love of your essence. It is already inside your heart right here and now. So you surrender to what is true and real. This is easy to do if you choose to do it, okay? You can start it on Monday, you can start it today or tonight or tomorrow. I'd recommend you do it now. You take 20 minutes every morning this week to become completely still, silent, and relax into the pure consciousness. Now, this may be the hardest or the easiest thing that you've ever explored. So, if you first don't find it, just relax deeper. It is already, always here now. All it takes is total surrender to what is. And then you just sit back and enjoy the ride. It's easy. It really is easy to do. Some of us, it's like, boom, you slip right into it. Others, the ego mind fights it. Oh, I've got to do this. I've got to do that. I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to do this. I got to go this or this or this or this. You take 20 minutes every morning to become completely still, silent, and relax into the pure consciousness. That's who we are. Relax into yourself. It's either going to be the hardest or the easiest thing that you've ever explored. So if you don't, at first, find it. You just let go, relax even deeper. Because it's already always here now. And it takes total surrender to what is. Everything, just about everything, I know that you feel it in your heart mind. You know this. It isn't a mystery for us. We know this deep within our hearts. Doesn't it make sense that, okay, so we've been out there many lifetimes. We've been out there. This physical material world that we've created to entertain ourselves. We've been out there a lot. Doesn't it make sense to go in and to discover who created it? Doesn't that make sense? Now that you've explored it over and over and over again and experienced it over and over and over again, wouldn't you want to know what created it? And by going within, you begin to discover you created it. Not the body. You did. The God source. Pure consciousness. You created it. You begin to realize, now some people do get, they experience the ego mind, right? A kind of an uneasiness about this. And it isn't a negative, it is a positive, because see, you're discovering you getting closer and closer to who and what you are. So this little bit of apprehension arises. You know why? Because the ego mind becomes less and less as you begin to discover more and more of who and what you are. That's why you get that feeling, that uneasy or fearful or, that type of feeling. So that's a good thing. It's, you know what it's communicating to you? I'm really near the God that I am. I'm really near to discovering the God that I am. And it is exciting and flourish and magna glorious for our discoveries about who and what we are. It eliminates all pain and suffering forever. It eliminates doubt, lack of trust, forever. It eliminates fear, uneasiness, unsuredness, forever. Why do you believe, right, that everything and anything of the lower frequencies have been doing everything they can to convince this civilization that it is nothing, that it is powerless, that it is unimportant, minuscule, useless? Why do you think throughout the ages that has been played upon this civilization with high scrutiny and reckless abandon energy, always, continuously? Because of the fear that energy has, that we will discover who and what we are. Now, if you can just feel yourself floating in the universe, right? You're floating out there. And I'm not talking about the body, I'm talking about you, the God. And you begin to realize that this is me. This universe is me. And I am the universe. You begin to realize that there will never, ever, ever, ever be black. Doesn't exist. It is an idea. It is a thought that we literally embrace and create it into reality and then experience it. This is what we do. So doesn't it make sense? And we've all experienced it. None of us are exempt from this because we're all continuously learning. So doesn't it make sense that you're upset and you're angry? Have you ever been around somebody? Because you feel it. Understand that we feel everything on this planet. We feel it. We feel when others leave the body. We feel when others get angry. We feel this. we feel the shifting and the changes, the frequencies of this planet. So when someone's angry, they get frustrated, right? And you can feel when their conviction is so strong, when they send it from their heart mind. Now, that doesn't mean that they know this. They send it with such conviction and such power and force that it attracts the same thing back to them. It's different when you send it from the ego mind. Say, it isn't anywhere near as powerful. But when you send it from the heart mind, it is massively powerful. And the universe turns around and sends that stuff back to you. And like attracts like. So when you get angry, disappointed, frustrated, doubtful, distrusting, angry with yourself, all of that continues to be delivered to you 24/7. So therefore, you're creating your destiny, and you have no clue that that's what you're doing. Now, we all do get angry, right? In different ways. Some show it more than others. Others, you could never tell they were angry. But we do get angry. And in a way, it's good, because it teaches us, once we become somewhat consciously aware, we then realize that I cannot and will not entertain that low frequency, because I know what it will harbor, what it will attract, what the universe will send me. So I've got to walk away from it, step out of it, step out of the ego mind, and that's what creates it. This is about navigating our lives. Not so much controlling our lives, but navigating them. Okay? And when we're asleep and we're sleepwalking through this life, obviously we don't do that. And we attract all the things that we don't care to attract to us, but we don't understand why they're coming to us. But when we learn, when we discover, right, we know why they're coming to us. We are doing it. So we shift our frequency through the heart mind. We shift it, because the ego mind is real tricky, because it'll make you think that it's the heart mind that you're sending. In actuality, it's the ego mind dictating to the heart mind. It's a real tricky, slippery little fella there. This is exciting. You can feel the excitement in your heart. This is tremendous discovery for this civilization. It is way beyond anything that this civilization has ever discovered, that has ever even come close to this. Keep some room in your heart for the unimaginable, because it will become the imaginable. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose, and an easy and slow breath out through the mouth. Stay still. Today, speak what cannot be spoken. Listen to what you cannot hear. Sit with the feelings you cannot bear to feel. See what your eyes are unwilling to watch. And simply practice being with what you are resisting. And notice the strategies you have to try to control and manipulate your experience of this life. Notice what you demand from yourself, life, and others, and explore how you can face all your demons inside today. This is your day to become a spiritual warrior and enjoy the experience of transcending all these illusionary thoughts, feelings, and experiences that you cannot be present to. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night the following morning. We will return here tonight at 9 p.m. with our Reverse Aging Health Call, and Saturday, September 24th, 2022, to continue our Global Guided Meditation Call.